Welcome back to the Leaguing Out podcast. As always, this is your host, Cybershine 3, joined by the lovely spoiler alert. Say hi, Laney.
Hey, it's Laney. This is our most scuffed recording setup yet. Cybershine and I are both in my dorm room. I am sitting in the closet, and they're under my bed. So hopefully our audio isn't interfering with each other, but it's interesting. And today we're joined by our lovely by our lovely guest, Emma. Say hi.
Midnight arrives. The clock
No.
strikes 12. This is your
Well,
fault. You
it's
played
been a
the
fun
video.
run. It's been a fun run, but this
Unfortunately, the
will
League
officially
Out
be the
podcast,
last
yeah,
episode.
it's over.
This is what this episode is going to be like. Or rather, what this second recording of this episode is going to be like. Cybershine, you want to tell that story?
Fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. So for those familiar with how recording, the various ways that you can record on Discord, we use Craigbot to record our Discord calls. And for some reason, Craigbot will only hold a recording for 7 days. So if you don't download the recording in a 7 day time span, it'll just disappear forever. And I got really busy and forgot about it. So we have to make a new one. But that's okay. We all like talk. We talk to each other weekly anyway. We might as well.
I like how you say
record a
weekly as
second
if we
one.
did not go out 2 days ago.
Exactly.
And then have a Discord call last night and then today. Yeah. But yeah, this will be a fun one. It will certainly be chaotic, if you can't already tell.
I think
So for our
it's the
first
ideal.
yeah. For our first segment, we're going to be talking about just kind of the fact that a lot of the characters have very defined rogues galleries, but honestly, sometimes it's more fun to shake it up. So what suggestions do you two have for what villains can fight around a bit?
So part of the reason I'm actually kind of excited that we get to re-record this again is that I didn't put the time in with the first go around, and now I've actually had some time to think about it, and I have a bold new suggestion for this
Mm-hmm.
segment. And my bold new suggestion is that I think it'd be really interesting if the Court of Owls were Wonder Woman villains for a bit and tied into like Athena and like owls and shit. I think that'd be really interesting. She doesn't have a lot of like group villains. Like a lot of her villains are kind of like solo acts. So I think it'd be fun to have like a group that
Well, are there any
wants
villains
her
who really
dead.
have multiple groups besides Batman? It's kind of like, I feel like nobody
Yeah,
else really
because
has.
Batman's got his leagues in
Marvel
the
likes to
court.
do it more. I feel like Marvel loves like here's like a group that hates this one guy, like the
You
Enforcers,
got
the Wrecking
the
Crew,
upstarts.
yeah, the Upstarts, the Sentinels. Like they love a group.
Yeah, and X-Men alone has more than I think the entirety of DC.
Yeah, the X-Men. Well, I feel like also groups tend to have groups as villains and solos tend to have solos.
Yeah,
Like the biggest
that makes sense.
Justice
The
League
Titans
villains,
have the whatchamacallit 5.
the biggest Justice League villains are either a guy who's so powerful that he is as powerful as all of them, or it is like a group of guys where they all match it, like the Injustice League and the Legion of Doom, and uh,
Mhm.
but then it's like Darkseid.
More like dork side. Oh.
Darkseid's really cool when he's being a bad father. I like him when he's a bad father. I don't really care about him otherwise.
Yeah, like I guess this is where I'm getting at, where it's like I think you can have like a solo character who has like a group as they're like I think of like the Magia or honestly it's a lot of Spider-Man now that I think about it. But like I don't know, I like a lone hero facing down hordes of enemies. I think that'd be really cool for Diana. So I feel like the Court of Owls would be a fun like because like they're both connected to Athena, but like in very different like ways, and I think that'd be a fun juxtaposition.
I do think that the court is really
That'd be
like
cool.
linked to Gotham, so I wonder how they would make an excuse for them to not be in Gotham. Because there's
You'd have to
such Gotham
use
villains.
the was it the Parliament of Owls, whatever the international
Yes, the
version
Parliament
from
is
There's
the
an
world one.
international wait, when does this come up?
Tim
This is a
Seeley's
Nightwing
Nightwing.
thing.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
really, the whole core was originally going to be a Nightwing thing, and then it got co-opted, as so often happens. But if we're talking about the Parliament of Owls, I think that could be really interesting to tie Green Arrow in. It's kind of similar to what Percy did with the Ninth Circle, You could definitely draw a connection between the Ninth Circle and the Parliament Court of Owls.
Slight thing,
That's just
because I don't want to not say it. I think the Dick was a Talon almost thing is really, really dumb. I think that's a horrible idea.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
Especially when it happens
there's a stretch,
with,
yeah.
especially when it happens during
I
the
feel
Rick
like-
era.
I feel like the New 52 was really, really obsessed with like trying to retcon people's origins to add like another layer of stuff to it, and I don't know why they wanted to do that so much. You know, like I don't know why that was so important to them. Like they wanted to.
One of the few good ones was the Arrow Clan thing with the Lemire's Green Arrow.
I haven't read Lemire's Green Arrow, so I can't speak on that. But I think about like
New 52 Green Arrow's a mixed bag, but Lemire's a pretty good one.
Think about like the all of the Nightwing stuff, but also like I'm in the camp that I think that Lincoln March they were kind of testing the waters, and if they could get away with it, they would have made him his secret brother. But because people were like, "Hey, this is really dumb," they backpedaled and were like, "No, it was not real. No, it's not real." Like I think, and I feel like maybe this is a mean to Scott Snyder, but I do think that he does. There's sometimes where he's written stuff where he gives me the vibe of trying to like vibe check with the audience to see how they like it. Like Loki, the Gordon Batman stuff, I feel like that would have gone longer if people
liked it. Yeah,
people liked it, but like people
also everything
about
like, Duke Thomas as a character. His entire existence was the vibe check.
I know, granted,
I wish we had seen him as Robin.
I don't think vibe checking is like a thing that authors don't do. That's a pretty common thing, but I do think that some authors are more willing to say you're gonna listen and you're gonna like it, versus some authors will immediately backpedal. Like I think Scott Snyder is somebody who will backpedal. Versus, I'm trying to think of a good example of somebody who committed to something.
Alan Moore.
Okay, well that's Alan Moore. I'm trying to think of somebody who's like a little more down to earth. Like you're not helping here.
Because you have to be a strong personality.
You do.
Like Mark Waid. Like I feel like Mark Waid feels pretty strong about stuff, but even he'll be like, you know what? Like I'm getting a vibe check. And I'm gonna do this instead.
I actually think Mark Waid's a pretty good example because the David story in World's Finest, minor spoilers for World's Finest because I won't spoil the big thing about it. There's a character that gets introduced in Volume 2, and they stick with him for a good 5 issues, and then he comes back in a couple issues later, and like he's not that interesting of a character. I don't love him, but they commit to him enough that when the big thing happens, you're like, whoa, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want an example of committing something that didn't go well, Rick Grayson, they really went hard on that. That was 2 years worth of content.
I feel like that's a pretty good example. Or even like even the Agent of Spiral stuff before that. Like people really didn't like that they were making Dick Grayson into a character who wasn't Nightwing. And now book is
going down as one of the better Nightwing stories. I wouldn't say it's regarded as one of the best, but it's regarded as a pretty good Dick Grayson story, especially when you're not looking for him as Robin or Nightwing.
One of the things that I champion, or at least I try to, is I don't like to drop books after one issue. I try to at least read the first arc because I think it's very disingenuous to read one issue of something or 2 or 3 and be like, "There's nothing being explained here." It's like, it's called setup.
That's the point of setup, yeah.
Some books will immediately pay off, like Batman 2025. That will pay off immediately. But or exceptional. I think even the first couple of issues are exceptional. There's not a lot of long-term stuff. It's very short-term, which is fine. That's what the book is going for. But some other books, like, what can I think of that's a good example? I'm scrolling through my list right now, but I have so many comics here that I'm getting a little bit lost in the sauce of how many I have. I mean, I don't know. A lot of books like to start a little slow and then they pick up. I think Ultimate X-Men is kind of a little like that. The new one, not the old one. Not that it's ever bad. It's just that it starts. You have to just kind of give it a little bit of time. I think a good example of this. I think Jeff Lemire's Absolute Flash is a really good example of this, because the first
Yes.
5 or 6 issues, they're not bad. They're just kind of set up, and the past like
8 and 9 have all been picking it
I
up,
haven't read
like
9 yet, but
doubling the momentum each
I
time.
haven't read 9 yet. But the end of 8, I
Okay.
was like, oh shit, we're actually going somewhere, and I was really excited by
Yeah.
it. Same with Green.
Yeah, there's
Green,
Lantern.
yeah, Absolute Green Lantern is also like this, where it's
I
just
need to
like
get back into that. I read the first
f-
couple issues.
I mean, the first 4 issues are kind of incomprehensible, and then 5 and 6 start to make a lot of sense, and then 7 is completely incomprehensible. But I love nonlinear storytelling. I love when we get drip fed things. So this kind of storytelling totally works for me.
I'm another firm believer in let something cook before you decide that it's the worst to ever exist. There's so many incredible stories that either got cut short or just weren't extended to what they could have been, just because the first little bit didn't quite hook people the way editorial wanted it to.
I mean, even like the first volume of Scott Pilgrim, as much as I love Scott Pilgrim, it's definitely the worst volume. The book takes a second to start really getting into its own. Which is like, that's just kind of how books work sometimes. And I think some people are too quick to immediately write something off without like giving it time to simmer a little bit.
Let it cook. Let it cook.
I do think that there are some books that you try to let cook though, and they suck though. So like it's not always
That's very true.
gonna work.
Like All-Star
Like,
Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder. They let that cook arguably too long, and it had a good issue.
Well, like I think a lot of you guys aren't going to have much well, Thorne, you might have some good input on this, but I think a lot of the Transformers comics, specifically the IDW ones, tried to build to something, but then just kind of didn't. They just didn't. They never finished.
I think part of the problem with that is that there's a lot of behind the scenes, like, this is what this should be, and no, this is what this should be. Like, nobody could seem to agree
Oh, for
on
sure.
where they wanted it to go. Like, I think the status quo of ending the war was fun, but it also really screwed them over. Because then it was like you had a bunch of people with different ideas getting too upset with each other.
It's so funny because the best and worst of IDW comes because they end the war and then don't know what to do next. And one person is allowed to go like do whatever they want. James Roberts does whatever he wants on the own. Nobody messes with him, and it's great. And then the other book, they try to have like 4 different writers and keep tying things in, and it doesn't work. I feel like the conclusion is creative oversight is bad, and you know what? Just let the author do something. Now, granted,
Sometimes just let the author go crazy.
Sometimes you gotta curve them. Like, I think I'm trying to think if there's a good editor example, like a good time somebody has been censored or something, or been like, "Yo, you shouldn't you shouldn't do that. I don't like that." I can't think of any, unfortunately.
You could argue that the Red Hood situation could fall into that, but that's a whole can of worms.
That is a big can of worms. Although I think
the rape of Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's a great example. That is a great example.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that was
couldn't even think of that because I block it out.
The editor was like, "Hey, so guess what we're not gonna do."
I'm all for creative freedom, but there are some times where the writer thinks they are cooking and they are not, and you just got to tell them you are not cooking, my friend.
Like in general, I'll always say, let a creator tell the story. But then,
I mean,
sometimes, we don't need every story that every person's ever thought of.
Yeah, there are definitely
the ones I've thought of.
There are definitely some stories that I've read that did not need to be written. Like the Transformers Avengers crossover is genuinely despicably bad, and I don't know how people like it.
It is Brian Hitch art.
Is that Brian Hitch art?
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check.
I'm not gonna lie. No, it's Tyler Kirkham.
Well, I know people like the art. That's probably the biggest.
I thought that the art was really bad. I hate this comic. It's bad. I mean, I know this cover art doesn't reflect the interiors, but like, look at this cover. I'm for people who are not in my brain right now. I'm pulling up the cover of the New Avengers / the Transformers #2, which is maybe one of the most hideous covers of all time. They made Wolverine look like a gorilla.
I think what's really funny about this crossover is that it's written by neither the New Avengers author nor the current or the then current Transformers author. Like I don't think
No,
Stuart Moore was writing.
it's just Guy.
Yeah, it's just
Also, if
oh,
you
he
actually
created Deadpool the Duck.
a good comparison, if any of you have ever if you remember that episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold where he starts turning into a gorilla, uh
I don't know
that's what
exactly what you're talking
Wolverine
about.
looks like in this. And come on, that's pretty damn accurate. That is what he looks like in this. It's like guy who's slowly turning into a gorilla.
I've read 27 issues by this author, but the name does not sound familiar. I guess I'm gonna.
You'll never have the answer. So with that, I think we're about ready to move into our polls for this week.
Yeah,
So
we
Shane, you
didn't
want to
seem
kick us off?
to. Yeah, I'm good
Off?
to move on. I didn't really have too many ideas. Um, so for polls this week, I got some exciting stuff. Obviously, we got a new Absolute Wonder Woman. We're getting the end of the whole uh, fighting myself arc. Expatriate #2 is coming out, so that'll be fun. I'm really hoping this book goes somewhere because I'm not gonna lie, I had a pretty weak first issue. I was like, I don't really see
Yeah,
like
it
what
definitely the
direction
first
this
issue was a
is.
lot of setup of what is the exceptional cast up to here, and and a little bit of how do we get here, and trying to familiarize us with all the goings on. So I hope that now that that's all out of the way, we can tell stories rather than tell exposition.
DCKO #2 looks like it'll be silly and fun. Lobo's getting Bane juice, so that'll be interesting.
Because why
Uh,
not?
we're gonna learn more about how the actual tournament is going. Because that's one thing that's been annoying me, like about the tie-ins so far, is that it's a lot about like what's going on back at Earth, and I'm like, I could not care less about what's going on.
Mhm.
It'd be like if anybody's read like the Jiren arc in Dragon Ball Super. Like it'd be like, wow, we're fighting for the fate of the universe. Let's see what fucking random character #5's doing back on Earth while like, gods are slamming universes into each other and shit. Like let's fucking
I feel like it could work
very
if it was like 1 or 2 books, but it's like most of the
it's
tie-ins.
most of the books, yeah.
And it's like,
Mhm.
all right, if you want to maybe tell, the problem also is that half of them are like, oh, this is how the Flash is going to try to stop DCKO. It's like, but he's not going to stop DCKO. Why would you?
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere. The only tie-ins that I think, honestly, are like working, I think the new, Night Fight, like as dumb as it is, it's like tied
Oh,
in.
I like Night Fight. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, I like Night Fight. It's really dumb, but I like it. But versus stuff like there's like Unlimited and Titans and Flash and
Oh,
Superman,
Titans.
and it's like, do we really need
Aquaman.
Aquaman 2? Yeah, do we really need 5 books telling us what is happening on the outside of this? It's like, no, we don't. We just don't.
Mhm.
It's like, I kind of honestly would have preferred if this book was more of instead of, oh my gosh, Daniel Warren Johnson variant for #4 is crazy. I would
I
honestly
kind of
much
Daniel Warren Johnson
prefer,
to distract you.
yeah, I'm right. I would much prefer if, wait, did they spoil who? Oh, they didn't spoil who the final 4 are. Let's go.
I know that's like the bar is
The bare
way down there, but they
minimum.
crossed it.
The bare minimum. No, I'm really, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that this event is doing. I think it should focus more because we're getting all these one shots about stuff
Mhm.
that's happening during the event. Like we're getting the Kids Are All Fight special, which I am excited for, and we're getting the Night Fight, and we're getting Boss Battle, and we're getting what was it, the Green Lantern Galactic Slam, and it's like, I'm
Then the
honestly,
kids aren't all fight.
it's like, why are those not just the story? Why is Titans not just the Kids Are All Fighting story?
Mhm.
Why do we
And
need?
it looks like
this
it
is
will be. The February solicit has all those kids on the cover. So why do we need a January issue when it could just be that, but not written by Jeremy Adams, hopefully?
I have no idea. This event is so
DCK
weird.
was the whole thing.
It's weird because I think for the most part they're doing a really good job with it. I think making a big tournament event and actually being like, "Hey, people, who do you think's gonna win?" That's a really good idea. That's really fun.
Yeah. It's a bit disingenuous when they present the bracket and then knock Batman out right as the issue comes out.
I can't lie, I
they're
loved
"There's your
that.
bracket."
I loved
Okay.
that. I thought it was sick.
Mhm.
But I do
It
think
was a good story beat, but kind of bad for the idea of make your bracket.
I do think that spoiling it though, especially revealing the covers for the one shots coming next month, all the 8 fights. Why would you reveal that
Yeah.
before KO2 had come out? That was a bad decision. Those should have stayed.
Meanwhile, Justice League Red had a classified cover for up until the week it came out for no reason.
What even was that?
It has Deadman on the cover. It's Justice League Dead.
That's pretty funny.
Get it? But that was spoilered up until like the week it came out. Versus we've known the next 8. We even know we don't have time for it, but we've known the final 8 for so long.
It's been a month at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
anyways.
yeah, so like I'm excited about DCKO, but like I don't know, like it's an event book, so there's only so much hype I can get for it. What I'm really excited about though, and what is going to be my pick of the week, is that Mortal Thor #4 is coming out. Rather than focusing on what Thor's up to on Earth, it's about how Asgard is dealing with not having a Thor anymore. Um, the guest artist on this issue is the one who worked with Al Ewing for all of his Guardians stuff, so that's pretty exciting. Getting a return, and also as we know from the cover and the solicit, Blackjack O'Hare is going to be a main character in this issue, and I love when Al Ewing's just like, here's a little blurb. So that'll get me
Number one
excited.
Blackjack O'Hare fan.
I am very excited. As somebody who has read the original Rocket miniseries, it just makes me very excited to see this absolute jobber come back.
Yeah, you just lent
So
me Mortal Thor or all of Immortal Thor, so I haven't even started.
I can't wait to
I haven't even started.
I can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I can't lie. Well,
I'm excited to hear what you have to say about it.
The thing is, like, I don't like Thor. Well, I don't dislike him. I just don't care. You know, he's one of my I don't care characters. Like,
that's how I felt about the Hulk read before reading Immortal Hulk, and about Thor before reading Immortal Thor.
I feel like I always am like, I don't really care about this character, and then I read one good book by them, and I'm like, oh my god. That's how I'm with Hawkeye right now, where I'm like,
oh yeah,
I read one Hawkeye
Fraction
book.
Hawkeye will do incredible things to you, both for Clint and for Kate.
Fraction Hawkeye will make you like Hawkeye and Kate.
Okay, and Hawkeye and Clint. Yeah, this is my initiative that instead of having having Spider-Man and Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, you've got Spider-Man, you've got like Spider-Man, Peter Parker, you've got Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Clint, Green Lantern and Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Just keep demoting the stray white guys. They you have to specify them. But speaking of characters that have shared titles in my polls, first up, Green Arrow #30. No Conroe in here, but oh well, it's close enough. Green Arrow has been incredible. One of the best books DC's putting out lately. And I'm so sad that this is the penultimate issue because there's so much room for the series to go. But I'm really excited for this issue because it's been so consistently good. Then I'm also pulling Expatriate X-Men #2. It's fun. But like we said, I'm hoping that now that we've gotten the exposition out of the way, we can start getting to a story and see what's up with why are Colossus and Mystique part of this when they weren't really in issue 1. I think Colossus is even tagged as being in issue 1 despite not appearing.
They finally fixed that, thankfully.
Okay. I remember last time we recorded this, they had not. But then the last thing I'm pulling, and what will be my pick of the week, is Batman Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia. It just, even looking at just the A cover alone, I'm sold on this book.
Yeah, we're all
It's
really
like
excited for this.
yeah, such a love letter to just that whole era, that Jenny O'Neill era. And it's a fun Black Label book, so it means that we get to do all these cool things and not to worry about what does this mean for the main continuity. It's probably also one of the best question covers ever, like that A cover with this. Cyber, you've got more experience with question than I have. What do you think?
Yeah, here, let me.
I think it's really cool.
It's definitely better than
I'm
the
very,
one with the
very
Riddler.
No, I think it's we're in an interesting time. You know, we recently had the Renee Montoya question series wrap up. So we're in kind of a question drought at the moment. So to get
Oh
some
no, it's been
content,
6 months without a question story. How awful.
let's drought, man. Let's pure drought.
What was the last one? Because All on the Watchtower was 2024, right?
No,
No,
it
it
wrapped
ended in
up this past
2023.
spring.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
It,
remember.
it,
I read the
it
last.
was eight issues, and I think it started in November.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say 6 months is not that much of a question drought compared to what the questions have gone through before.
Well, that's
honestly,
And
certainly true.
considering it's the question, and there's you and 10 other people who really are hardcore question fans.
We're
the
growing
solution,
daily.
the solution, we just need to bring back Justice League Dark and put him on Justice League Dark. He doesn't have to be on the team. He can just sometimes show up.
Mhm.
Or she. I'm fine with I'm
I like
cool with
that.
either of them showing up. But I mean, I feel like so much of Mystic DC right now is being underused. Like Swamp Thing's not
Yeah.
really doing much of anything.
Dr. Fate, maybe he's doing stuff in JSA.
Dr.
I don't
Fate's
know.
in JSA, but that's it. Both of them are
But is he
actually.
doing things in JSA? There's a difference
Does
between being on a
JSA
team
like
and doing
count?
things as part of a team.
They were
Does
stuck in the Tower of Fate for a bit.
But
Okay.
yeah, like I
I
think
don't know.
like
It's still a mirror book,
Zatanna's not doing
so it
much.
can't be that bad.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
Zatanna's not up to anything yet, but she has got solo coming out that'll hopefully be good.
I think
Who else
Justice League
do we-
Dark is something that it's
Mhm.
kind of weird that we don't have anything Justice
Yeah.
League Dark adjacent. Like I get that
It's been like a couple of years since we had a
Yes, it's
Hellblazer
a tiny
ongoing, I
run.
think.
There's no Constantine, there's
When
no
Spurrier's
Spurrier, I
wrapped
think.
up.
Since Dead in
There's
America
no-
wrapped up, yeah.
Does literally any Justice League Dark like mainstay like have a book right now? Like is like where they are one of the main characters? Because like yes,
Wonder Woman.
that does not count.
Batman.
That also does not count.
I heard they're replacing the Touche with the Detective Tim 6-issue miniseries, so we'll get that.
There you
Isaiah
go.
heard it. The voices told me.
Oh, there you go. Detective Chimp was in Tom King's Wonder Woman for a whole issue.
Okay,
Was
you're
a
not
thing.
proving your point here.
Well, my point is that they're not in anything. I just think it's really
Then yeah,
funny to
you
be
are proving
like.
it.
I think it's
Plus,
really funny
Detective
to
Chip showed up was in
say
the
what they
Wonder Woman
get.
book. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to I mean,
The biggest thing that I remember is Swamp Thing being in since because there was like Green Hell, but that got delayed. So that was a whole wet fart. But like he was weird. Both of them were weirdly big in Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. They had a whole one shot, and that was a time to say the least.
I mean, Swamp Thing has the something is killing the children thing that is eventually is going to come out. Probably not soon, to be honest, but eventually
No, not for a
Swamp Thing
while.
is killing the children will come out. I don't really understand where that's going to go because like he's not a murderer. He's not like a bad guy, so like I don't know how they're going to square that circle, but I'm still kind of excited for it because it just sounds so silly, but like I mean, I guess Swamp Thing had that Poison Ivy crossover recently, but like that was like a year ago.
Yeah, Feral Trees. I think that was November 24.
I'm looking
so yeah, exactly a
through
year ago at this point.
I'm looking through his main and supporting stuff. He has 1989 coming out, but that's still as TBD.
Okay.
Uh
So who even knows?
although it does say that Swamp Thing book 3, like the trade will come out in August.
Okay.
So I guess this has to
knows?
come out before August. But yeah, like Swamp Thing, like he just kind of occasionally pops up in things. And I
He
guess
goes
Yeah.
the green, and then he
And
disappeared.
sometimes they use
Oh,
the other
world's
Swamp
finest.
Thing.
that I guess he was partially for like 2 issues, but like does the Sandman Hellblazer stuff count as Constantine content?
Oh, for sure. Well, that's the thing. Is that it's been about it's. I think it's been about a year since Dead in America wrapped up.
How is this considered Sandman universe if it's also Earth Zero?
Don't
Because
worry
that
about it.
doesn't mean that. Because it's just an imprint. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh, okay. If it's just an imprint, then that makes sense. I need to read that Jill Thompson Death book. I'm really excited to read that.
Yeah, Dead in America number 11 came out December 18th, 2024. So it's been almost a year since we had a Hellblazer book on the shelves.
Yeah, I don't. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that we need to have like every member of the Justice League Dark needs to have their own series, but like it's weird that none of them do.
It feels
Because
strange.
as much as they're a good team, I feel like of all of the, because like I feel like for a lot of teams they don't tend to work as like solo characters. Like I mean that's why
The
teams exist.
Titans.
Oh yeah, like Dick is like the only Titan who I truly think can carry a book. I don't think any of the other ones can. Um, Minnie is different, obviously, but
Yeah.
same for like the Justice League. Well, the Justice League is actually an exception to this because most of them also have books, but like most of like about half of the Avengers don't usually tend to carry a book. Uh,
Mm.
but like the Justice League Dark, most of them can carry a books. Swamp Thing, Doctor Fate,
Yeah, where's my
Satana.
Detective Chimp on going?
Honestly,
Detective Chimp ongoing.
Detective Chimp ongoing would be really good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I would
absolutely.
fuck
Yeah.
with that.
I'd kill someone for it. I'd kill either of you for
All
it.
right, I
So
would not
sleep with one
kill
eye
a
open.
person for that. I would not do that.
You're not fun.
I'd be really excited. Do you think we're gonna get Absolute Detective Chimp and he's just like a gorilla or something?
I
He's
hope so.
like a
That'd be hilarious.
large ape.
That would be the only good Scott Snyder Absolute
Interpretation
beefification.
is making Absolute Detective Chimp a Detective Gorilla, but still going by Detective Chimp.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I hope the hat is the same size as it would be for a chimp, so it's just comically small on him.
It's just a little one.
And then he probably would say, instead of being like, I'm Detective Chimp and I solve mystery, he'd probably be like, I love murder. Because that's what all of the Absolute Batman characters say.
Yeah,
Murder, pretty good, you guys.
I guess you could say, I'm pretty funny.
I
Oh my
don't
god.
laugh.
There's a book called
that's why they call me the
X-Vengers.
Joker.
What is
Yes, X
X-Vengers?
Avengers. It's Danny as Captain America leading a bunch of typical Avengers characters who got mutated by the X virus and are now mutants. It's a pretty cool concept, and I've heard Danny as Captain America is being written well. I think it's an incredible concept. And honestly, I'm surprised this is the first time that Danny's ever picked up the shield.
I'm kind of just... Her costume is interesting.
Well, that's just how she normally looks.
Yeah, it's
That's
her normal costume, but then she has like knee pads and a Captain America shield. And they really did not super Americafy her. I feel like honestly, I do think that part of what's not working about AOR for me is wow, that shield is tiny on her. Is that AOR also like they're all 3 issues. And they're just putting them into a World of Revelation trade. It's like, no, don't do that. Let these books each be like 6 issues or something, you know?
see, but
If
then it
there were
would be
six
too much of a
issues, then we'd have
pause.
to wait 6 months.
Yeah, it'd
Well,
be
that's
too much
because AOR
of a
should have never
pause.
fucking start whatever. AOR just should have been an
Then say
X-Men.
you don't like the event. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Well,
It's a strange event,
I
to
think
say the
it. I
least.
mean, I don't know if this was something we talked about in the last episode, but like we talked about with us how it wasn't supposed to be this big, and then it just became this big, and that was a mistake. This book should have been an X-Men. What is it called? An adjectiveless X-Men book, and then like it's just an arc of the book, and then maybe they do a Book of Revelation like mini alongside it. But this did
I
not need to
definitely feel
be
like it's a
50 issues.
I definitely feel like it's a bit bloated, especially from some of the stuff outside the X line. Like we didn't need a Spider-Man book and a Cloak or Dagger
No.
book, like, or I don't think we even need a Deadpool or Avengers. But like in general, I think most of the ones that are the X authors telling their story or taking their characters and just saying, "Hey, here's what they're doing in their little corner." I think that most of them are pretty fun.
I mean, there's
I'm
just
glad
so
there's
many of
some
them.
Cloak and Dagger content after Rivals. That
I'm
felt really
actually
strange to me.
I'm actually okay with there being some Cloak and Dagger. That's one of the only ones where I'm like, even if this is bad, people need to know
They
about
need
these
a book,
characters.
yeah.
I don't think they should have their own book, but I think they should have a book, and I think a mini is fine for them. But like, I mean, there's just so many minis here. It's like, do we really need? I'm just gonna go through and count how many minis they started. Well, so like Binary, Sabretooth, Long Shots. I don't think I'm gonna count World of no, it's a one shot. Ironed Frost, Rogue Storm, Sinister Six, Unbreakable, Omega Kids, Radioactive, Last Wolverine, Book of Revelation, Cloak or Dagger, Expatriate, Undeadpool, X-Vengers, The Infinity Comic, Amazing. I think that's it. That's so many.
It's a lot.
That's so many
It
just
is,
for
Yeah.
3
it
issues.
is longer. It is longer than AOR.
I mean,
By
Yeah, I'm
10
standing by
issues?
my statement of just that if it was just the writers who are part of the X office doing their book, that'd be one thing. But there are so many just random pulls. Like Long Shots is fun, but it didn't need to exist. Iron and Frost, that's out of nowhere. Sinister Six, Omega Kids, Radioactive Spider-Man, Cloak or
Poor,
Dagger,
poor Joe
Undeadpool,
Kelly
X
is
Avengers.
already double shipping his normal Spider-Man book 2 times a month,
Yeah.
right?
oh, is he
And now
writing
they're like, oh,
Radioactive
do a
too?
third one. Yeah, and he's
Yep.
doing
He's writing
Radioactive.
Radioactive.
Wow.
But in this one, Aunt May is a mutant, so it's cooler.
And Spider-Man has uh uh wait, didn't we do this exact concept before? Isn't this just Man Spider?
It's different than it's different than
Yeah.
Man Spider because they're actual like spider limbs. Like he's got little I don't know my entomology that well, but he's got like little spinnerets and stuff.
And this time we have Ghost Spider and Spin from the hit TV series Spidey and His Amazing Friends.
Wait, are they actually in this?
Oh,
No
and
fucking
Fuse
way.
is in this. That's kind of
Oh
fun.
my god, they called Miles Spin? I thought that was a joke. What?
Apparently, they have like a whole moment where they explain it in issue 2. We were just talking to Genesis about this.
Wait, please,
Stay tuned in 2 weeks for that.
please explain this to me because I'm very curious.
I haven't read the issue, so I would get with
Yeah.
Genesis.
Okay, was there anything else that you had on your pull list, Lane?
Nope, I think we're
It's
both.
those three, and I'm putting, like I said, Batman, Question, Green Arrow, Arcadia is my number one.
Who are you buying Black Label?
Yeah. Well, what do you have on your list?
Okay, so what I have on my list, let's see. I'm scrolling down. I have Absolute Batman, which people say is good. No, I don't have too much I am probably not going to pick these up until like Saturday or something. So none of these are super needs for me. I have Wonder Woman, which Absolute Wonder Woman, which I'm very excited for. Very excited for. I'm very excited. I've seen people liking it. I'm excited to see how the arc racks up. I really like the style of doing like 6 or 5 or 6 and then doing like a 2 that Absolute has been mostly doing, and I think
Yes.
I think it's just really fun for pacing to switch up the order of arcs or the number of arcs. I have the Arcadia, which we talked about. I have Black Cat number 4, which I think is a really good sleeper book right now. I think it's really consistently fun. It's not like more than that, but G. Willow Wilson has a good voice for every character that she writes, and I think she really manages to balance Felicia's like good nature with her inherent selfishness. And I really want to see if they mention Sue Storm. I don't know if they will. It's also it doesn't look like there. It's also Gleb. That's a hard name. Gleb Melnikov, who is an interesting artist. I do think his art mostly works. It's a very silly art style, but I think it works for the book really well. I have DCKO, obviously. I have Detective Comics 1103. I haven't started this one yet, but the covers are really cool.
Yeah.
Also, this looks like the Lois Lane issue, where Like it has Superman and Lois Lane in it, and I think that is really cool. And then I have Expatriate, and then I have Universal Monsters, Invisible Man #4, which I have still not
Nice,
started
yeah.
because I want to find issue 2. I'm not going to find it. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but
I believe in you.
I don't.
And then
but
which
thank
one
you.
is your pick of the week?
I probably have to go with Wonder Woman. I can't. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like Titan versus a bunch of good books. Like Wonder Woman, I'm just so excited for. Also, this cover is so cool. Like, I think the idea of a cover that's like way too zoomed in is really cool.
Oh yeah.
And
I think
I think
basically everything about Absolute Wonder Woman has been incredible, and the cover design is absolutely part of that. Mateus Vergara and Hayden Sherman.
I'm also, of
both
course,
doing
very
killer
excited
jobs.
for. I'm very excited for next month's Absolute Wonder Woman. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really, really good.
This is the first time I think I've heard you excited for Batman.
I am only excited about that the crossover because I don't inherently think
Because
Absolute
putting
Batman
Wonder
is a
Woman
bad
and Absolute
concept.
Batman will be better.
I think that Kelly Thompson can make Absolute Batman not suck.
Mhm.
Because I don't think the idea of a Batman who's super jacked and like low income is inherently a bad thing. Like, I think the way Daniel Warren Johnson wrote it was really fun. Even if I do think they need to just let him start murdering people, I don't think he should have a no-kill rule. I don't care if he like eventually grows to have one, but him having one right now, he cut someone's hand off in like the second issue. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Let's stop
He has
pretending.
a battle axe.
He has a fucking battle axe. Like, let's not pretend he doesn't kill people.
He's murdering people. Let's just get it out of our systems.
I don't have a problem if an alternate universe Batman who is intrinsically very different. Like, honestly, it would be much more interesting if his difference, instead of being poor, was that he killed people.
Mhm.
And then the big thing was
this, yeah.
how he's not Batman because he kills people, and he has to learn, even if it's from Wonder Woman being like, hey, maybe you shouldn't maul people all the time. Or if he, I think they said that KO's not gonna it's somehow not canon to Absolute. I don't know how, but
I don't know.
it doesn't matter. But it honestly would have been kind of cool if like maybe he killed people and then he met the main universe Batman. Batman was like, "Why are you killing people? You're nothing like me." And then he kind of had some pause and he was like, "Why am I killing people?" That's not like what they have to do, but like, I don't know. I think there's a lot of cool ideas that this book could have done, and instead it's just like, what if Bane was big? What if Batman was big? What if Poison Ivy was big? What if, like, I saw this
Mr. Freeze was tall.
Yeah, I saw this solicit for the Poison Ivy, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not excited. I'm not excited for Absolute Poison Ivy.
Wow, you're not excited for Poison Ivy.
No, because I don't trust Scott Snyder to write Poison Ivy in a way that is, I think, like respectful to what our character stands for. I think he's going to make her another Aura Man character where she's just going to use her vines to just like super brutally murder people. And it's like, it's just, I don't think there's going to be any sex appeal with her, which I don't care. I think that's fine. But I think he's going to like really, instead of like twisting her eco-terrorism into something else, I think he's just kind of gonna ignore it, because that's kind of what he's done with a lot of villains. Instead of Killer Croc having like a skin condition that makes people discriminate against him, he's just like a regular guy who turns into a crocodile.
Yeah, he got turned into a crocodile.
Or instead of Two-Face being somebody who's obsessed with like chance and with the binary, not the gender, just binariness. He's just a guy who gets mauled on half his body. I think at least Riddler kind of works because he's like a smart guy who turns into an Enigma machine. I don't hate that one, but it's gross. But like the Penguin, instead of being like instead of just being like a guy, he just gets turned into a penguin, and it's like, really? Or like a last one, Mr. Freeze, instead of being a guy who loves his wife so much that he's willing to hurt everyone else to do it, he's just like kind of mean. And then he just likes being evil. And like, that's why I don't trust Scott Snyder to take Poison Ivy, who is I think a very complicated character, a character who is very antisocial. When I like her when she's antisocial, but she has like a big mask, like the like femme fatale thing is entirely a mask.
Yeah.
And she but she's somebody who's very passionate about what she does of the environment, but also kind of doesn't realize that her eco-terrorism is part of what is making people hate the environment a little bit. Like, she's
Mhm.
kind of partially perpetuating that system, and I feel like he's going to just be like, she can she's like she can smack people with trees. It's like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I'm not excited for that. I don't. I think
That's fair.
the only absolute version of a character in Batman that has really worked for me is Catwoman, because she's basically just normal Catwoman, except they're allowed to actually get together, and I really liked that because I'm sick of them teasing getting together, never getting together, and this one they're just together, and I'm happy with that.
That is definitely
Oh,
the advantage of
guys,
a
we
separate
did it.
universe, is doing those.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing that separate universes sometimes tend to do. They can just kind of confirm things that like everyone has been like, hey, can you please make this canon? And they're like, we won't give you in a main universe, but we will make an alternate universe where it's canon. Like Spider-Man with how many times has he gotten married to MJ in an alternate universe?
Oh yeah, pretty soon we're gonna get a Stephanie Brown. I think we kind of did with the
Future's End.
State.
Future
Vidal
State.
said that they wrote them as a couple or a broken up couple. Yeah.
I love when I show those panels to people and they're like, that's not proof that they were dating. And I'm like,
Oh
are you
honey.
serious right now? Are you actually kidding me right now?
You gotta get with the program. You're so far behind.
Some people, it feels like the only step up at this point for those two is to have one of them look into the camera and say, "Dear reader, I, Stephanie Brown or Cassandra Cain, whichever one, am dating the other one, and we are in a relationship because we are both homosexual or bisexual. There, and that means that we are two girls who are dating each other and are not dating a man." That's the only
I'm
step up you can
actually
have at this point.
didn't Scott Snyder say that Dick Grayson is going to become important?
Yeah, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and I think Barbara Gordon are all going to be playing roles soon.
I will say that I'm admittedly curious. I do think it would be interesting to see what those characters look like without the influence of Bruce Wayne. I kind
Oh
of
yeah,
don't want them to be Robins or
I'm
Batgirls. Like I think
I'm
it'd be
scared
more
for
interesting like
Jason,
that.
given what we've seen of Joker.
Dude, he's gonna eat him. Just gonna eat him.
Just gonna
Jason's going to be part of the
consume
baby
him.
coach.
So we definitely think that Joker
Oh
is just
no,
gonna be
Jason
like,
could be part of the baby coach.
he's just gonna be like the Hulk, but for like Joker, right? That's what he's gonna be. I mean, not with the anger,
Probably.
but it's gonna be like two
I
different
don't know.
forms or something, and he has to behold Darkchild, and then he'll turn into Demon Joker.
Yeah, with the mouth going up to his eyes and all that.
I can't lie. I don't think I have seen anything in quite a while that has made me as uninterested in something as this Joker. Like I think it's so dumb.
Mhm.
I think it's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's weird that it's
Yeah.
only coming out in 2 weeks though. That's kind of weird.
Wow.
'Cause they
And they've been
delayed
building up to it for
14.
so long.
Well, they delayed 14 and then but then
Mhm.
15 is still on track. So it's like they're coming out in pretty short succession of each other.
Yeah. Wild times in the Absolute Universe. I don't know. I'm happy just reading Absolute Flash and sticking to that one book. He's just a little guy who's going to go through his own
It's
tour
like
soon, I
stay in your
think.
corner. Stay in the safety zone.
If he keeps his head down, he won't have to fight a demon beast.
Ooh, excuse me.
Okay, moving on from that, I think the next thing we have on our agenda is just kind of talking about Young Justice. There are two very distinct versions of it that hold very dear places in different people's hearts. Emma is a huge fan of the show. I'm a huge fan of the comics. And we were just gonna, Cyber, how familiar are you with either of them?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I
Okay.
don't have
How
strong
much
feelings either way.
how much of the show have you seen?
I've seen the first season and then
Okay.
sporadic bits of the other two or the other seasons.
You have read one issue of Young Justice, the comic?
I've read one issue of Young Justice the comic. I've read Dark Crisis Young Justice.
Mhm. Which is
Um,
overhated in my opinion. It's not that bad of a book.
but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I have read all of Young Justice. I've read Dark Crisis Young Justice. I have watched a bit of the show. But to me, the comic team just has such a special place in my heart because it does kid interactions pretty well. You have all these teenagers who are being stupid teens, and it's incredible. It's just a bunch of silly fun. They have to face threats that they should not be facing, but also they are that serious and they are not that serious. Like they fought Darkseid multiple times, and I think they fought the Spectre once. But also they fought a TV show that based on an evil demon who is making kids kill people. So they had to stop Red Tornado's daughter from killing people. Are you caught up on the Red Tornado's daughter lore?
Nope.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I thought we went over this at some point, but yeah, Red Tornado has a daughter, and she's really fun in this. She gets to hang out with the kids when they're kind of being civilians, and that's another thing the book does well. It's just having civilians. There's not enough comics that get to show you just what's happening not on the missions. And Young Justice, you just have a bunch of idiots hanging out, which is very accurate.
We saw in the solicits for Batman #5 that he's going to go on a date with Annika Zeller, and as much as oh great, it's another Batman love interest, I am kind of excited to see
What does Batman look like on a date?
this super chaotic ass date that he's about to go on.
Oh yeah, something's gonna go wrong, and that's the fun part of civilian stories is that something will inevitably go wrong, and you will get them as heroes. But it's fun to see what goes wrong and what the stupid situation is. I don't know. The Young Justice comic is just so special to me. It's silly. It's fun. I've got a couple signed issues. I'm building out a collection slowly but surely.
And I feel
I mean,
bad
what
for
are your
you
thoughts on the? Why do you feel bad for me? What?
because we're never going to read that.
Oh, it'll
No,
happen.
we'll read it eventually.
It'll
We'll read it
happen.
eventually.
Wait, read what?
Yeah. Young Justice.
Oh no, I'll totally read it. I've just been putting it off because
Oh no,
frankly I
what?
have too much stuff to read.
Yeah. No, why would we read that one when we could read X-Force for some reason?
I'm very excited to read X-Force.
I am too.
I'm looking forward to it.
This week we agreed on reading X-Force 2008, just the first 11 issues of
You
it.
all did.
Well, we as in Thorn.
I have my own
and
random reading. Yeah.
and I am honestly pretty excited to read it because it's either gonna be really good or really bad.
It'll be fun to talk
As is
about
true of
either
most
way.
X books in that era.
Yeah, mid 2000s / early 2010s. Definitely a lot of either really good or really bad books.
We're in the fallout of the Messiah stuff though, so that'll be fun. I think this spins
yeah.
out of Messiah Complex.
One of these days I will go and just knock out the entire Messiah trilogy.
I hope it doesn't matter too much because I haven't read it.
It'll be fine. They'll explain it to you 7,000 times in there, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine.
I mean, you want to make your pitch for the Young Justice show after I did my pitch for the comic?
Sure. The Young Justice show is like it's not the book. It's nothing like the book, which I think is fine. I'm
Yeah.
somebody who's okay with when you make something different for an adaptation of it. Like, I don't really mind that. Now, I don't like it when it's something that's disingenuous to the character. Like, I think Batman 89 and just Burton Batman, and also can you please stop putting your paw on me?
Live Emma's cat cameo.
Can you not? I'm trying to sit. Thank you. I'm really like, you know how he kills in Burton and he kills in what's the other one? What the hell is the other one?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
my God,
like
what's
Snyderverse?
Yes, I could not even remember his name. I'm looking at a Scott
Snyderverse.
Snyder book and I couldn't even remember his. Yeah, but like Snyder books, Snyderverse, he kills, and like, I'm not. I think that's pretty disingenuous to the character. To be honest with you, I don't think it's. I think that it's like kind of disrespectful to who Batman is as a person. However, I think taking the concept of Young Justice and basically making it, what if the Justice League had like parallels instead of just being like a team of super children. They are trying to be the Justice League, which I like, and they don't have like the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman as like a trinity. The most important characters are like Superboy, Robin. Well, like the first season, Superboy, Robin, Miss Martian, who's a fun pull. Oh my God, who's the other one who's like a really fun pull? I think
Kelder.
Artemis. Yeah, Calder and Artemis. I think that them just making up characters is really fun. I think the idea of an Aqualad who's not Garth and taking Tigress and making her into Mia Dearden, but edgier is pretty fun.
They do
I'm
be
not.
doing that.
I kind of wish those things got adapted into the comics because I know Calder kind of did, but I really like Artemis and I wish she got adapted into the comics more than just being
There's already so
Tigress.
much bloat. There's already so many of the blonde archer characters that that Mia and Sissy are both being ignored. So if Artemis got adapted, she'd be in there for like 5 issues and then never touched again.
But I think her perspective of being Sportsmaster's daughter, but a hero, I'm a sucker for that kind of archetype of.
And that's similar to Emiko Queen, who's already in the Arrow family, who is a Shadow's daughter, but a hero.
When did she come out?
She was from the Jeff Lemire run, just right around when Arrow started.
I don't remember when Arrow started. That's probably post Young Justice though.
Probably. I don't know. She's probably more. She's more based. Well, it's a weird situation with her and Thea from Arrow because they were introduced like within months of each other, and filled similar niches
But
of
I
being
like-
a younger sibling to Ollie.
I don't know. I like a lot of the stuff that Young Justice goes for. I don't think it always succeeds. I just rewatched the first 2 seasons, and I think the first season is really tight. I think it's just a very good one season experience. I think season 2 and season 1 does this a little bit, but season 2 starts to juggle a little bit too much. Like they season 1 about halfway through introduces Zatanna as like a semi-recurring character, but like she's on the team. And then like the second to last episode, Rocket joins the team, and then even in the finale, she's like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, why didn't you add this character to this then? And then season 2 kind of does this, but like tenfold. Like there's an Outsiders arc, and like they suck. They're so boring. None of them do anything interesting. They're all just kind of slightly angsty teenagers. But then like they try to focus on the original team. And the original team stuff is really good. But they also try to introduce a bunch of new characters. Like they try to introduce it's like 10 or 15 new characters. And the only ones who really stick are Blue Beetle, Impulse, Beast Boy kind of does. Tim.
Well, I was gonna say, based on what I know, I mean, Beast Boy gets like whole arcs
When I
dedicated to him.
When I say sticks, I mean you like him after season 2. All the characters continue to be relevant, but like Arsenal they give a lot of screen time too. Beast Boy gets a decent amount. Blue Beetle and Impulse is probably the one who gets the most character, and you like Impulse a lot after the season ends, especially something they do at the very end of it. That's really good. But like they introduce so many characters. Like they introduce Cassie and Tim and Guardian for some reason.
To me.
And it's like they keep like acting like you care about them, but then like you don't really. So, but otherwise, I think it's a really good season. I think it had too much on its plate, which we see that a lot from season 2s of shows. They try to expand and they just end up bloated. But you know, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
But
I think I finally figured out. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that if you are curious about Young Justice, just watch season 1. I think it's really good. And if you really are like, oh, I don't want to watch it, but I'll watch one episode. Watch season 1, episode 20, which is called. I'm pulling it up right now. I don't remember what it's called, but it's I think my favorite episode of the show. It's called
Number top of your head, of course.
Yeah, Cold Hearted. It is an episode where Kid Flash has to run across the country in the cold to deliver something. Very important. And it is genuinely one of my favorite episodes ever. It's so good.
I have a big recollection of it.
That is the episode that made me like Kid Flash. I didn't like him before, and I watched it, and I finally got his character.
No, I was gonna say that. I think I finally figured out why the Young Justice show just never clicked for me, and I have such strong opinions on the comic versus the show. It's because I hate the idea of Young Justice being a Justice League affiliated team.
You mentioned this to me.
Yeah, to me, Young Justice is a group of kids doing superhero shenanigans on their own. If you want a team that is more Justice League affiliated, to me that's the Teen Titans, especially since with like the 2003 run when they were basically just an officially sanctioned thing versus the Outsiders. The idea of Young Justice being like, oh well, we have to go see what the Justice League says about what we do, feels wrong. That's a Teen Titans type thing for me.
Unfortunately for you, one of them has justice in the name, and one of them doesn't.
Yeah, I
And
was gonna say, like, one of them's literally called Young Justice.
yeah, they kind of
They
shot
didn't
themselves
want
in
to
the
be.
foot with that one.
They didn't want to be called that. Bard was saying that no, we're young, but I mean it's just us. What are we supposed to do? It's just us. Oh, Bart, what a little guy.
They're
See,
still
but
called Young Justice.
it's a branding issue, is what it is. And I think it's something that has really like hurt the franchise. You know, a lot of people are like, "Oh, why isn't there like a Young Justice book on the shelves right now?" And I think it's totally that. It's a branding issue of just like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, so they're like the Baby Justice League," and it's like, "No, we're not the Baby Justice League." And it's like, "Okay, but why are you
Good thing
called
you have the
that?"
Teen Titans. But then when
It's
you go
the
for a Teen
biggest
Titans
argument
book,
on why
everyone
they need
expects
a
the
new
show,
name.
and it's yeah. I think that DC just really has fumbled all of its young characters. With Teen Titans, they can't make a new Teen Titans book without paying homage to the new Teen Titans lineup from the show, or the 2003 show lineup in some way. They can't make a Titans book that's good, that's not just retreading stories. They can't make a Young Justice book because they're straddling the line between the comic team and the show team. They need to figure out something to do with all these characters because DC has such a good focus on legacies, but only for their adult characters. When it comes to the kids, they're just floating, helpless.
Yeah, they've been helpless for a good 10 years now, at least. Probably more.
Yeah, I'd say since Flashpoint,
Oh, easily.
I honestly
because
think part of the
pre-Flashpoint they had good stuff going.
Well, I also think that, especially post Flashpoint, we have just progressively gotten more and more and more people getting introduced without getting anything. And you know, I've complained about this a lot, but there's just so many more new young characters that get introduced, but then don't get stories. And I think that just kind of bloats the problem. Like we were talking about this, the only Bat Family character to like really break out recently was like Duke, but like even then he didn't break out even as close to as much as Damian did. And even then Damian like didn't break out as nearly as much as like Tim or Cass. I mean, now he has.
Although
he's probably more popular. But
the treatment and the fame of this way Damian had, the Damian would just be stuck in limbo like Tim is, and it's just trading one thing for another.
Yeah, it's trading one for the other.
But I do think that them committing to Damian was a really good decision for his character. Versus like you think about like all of the hundreds of new Bat characters they keep. It's not really that many, but like, you know, they just put Batwing in a Lego set, and I'm like, respectfully, who the fuck cares about Batwing? If you're a Bat,
I care about Batwing because
good for Batwing.
If Batwing's getting recognition, then maybe Stephen Cass and Harper can all get something soon. That's where my mind's at.
If the only reason you like a character is because your similarly niche character might get referenced, I don't think you like them.
He was pretty fun in Tiny Tech, and then it's similar to Kate also being in that Lego set of sure, why not? Most people have no clue who she is, but why not?
Admittedly,
especially
Kate already had
the TV show is a Young Justice situation, Teen Titans situation, where it gives people an idea of who the character is, and then you find the character and oh, that's not at all.
Kate did already have a Lego figure though. She had one, so they just reused the helmet mold, and they hadn't made her in 10 years.
Yeah.
Versus he was just reused parts. I mean, printing obviously, but they didn't have to make anything new for him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of like. I mean, we've talked about this before. I really do think that if you want to get your new character to succeed, you kind of just have to deal with them being a little unpopular for a few years. Especially Damian did this, where he just nobody liked him because you're not supposed to like him. He's insufferable.
Yeah. I mean, over at Marvel, the same thing happened with Ironheart. She got a ton of backlash, and Bendis was like, "No, we're making her work." And I'd argue that he's mostly made her work. She's stuck pretty well. She got an MCU show. She's on Chicago ads.
All right, I don't know if her having an MCU show means much because nobody watched it and everyone hated it.
I watched. No, I don't think I've seen any hate for it. I watched it. I liked it.
I have like only heard hate for it. I've never heard anyone
Okay.
love it. That's not true. I
Okay.
think Alex loves it.
I was gonna say, I think it's only hated on by people who actually haven't watched the show.
Eh.
Yeah.
As black people.
I'm very confident that a ton of the backlash for Ironheart and a lot of female characters
Mhm.
are like, it's super just like my face when woman or black character.
God forbid both.
I mean,
Heaven
yeah.
forbid.
Which is just unfortunately a state of being a fan of anything ever in the 2020s.
Yeah.
You have to deal with
Tell me
annoying
about
people.
it. I'm a Star Wars fan. Yeah. It's hard to be a fan and like things and be excited for things, especially when those things have more diversity in them.
Yeah, because people will hate on them and then either intentionally or unintentionally won't even realize that they're being like homophobic or something. They'll just be bigoted and think it's just at their opinion, and they won't even realize that they have this unconscious biases, these unconscious biases against like black female characters. Like I'm sure a bunch of people who hate Ironheart would tell you that they have a good reason about it, and then they would like not have any reason.
Or people who have their reasons, but those reasons all come from a YouTube video that they watched with someone who consciously is making the choice to use the racism and sexism for their own benefit.
Me when I just like, well, I could have a real opinion, or I could listen to random racist guy on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as much as stuff is like progressed right now, we're definitely a little bit back in a lot of other ways that I don't think a lot of people notice.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between now and say a couple years ago. This feels a lot. Like I said, Star Wars is where I'm coming from, but seeing the everything about comics right now reminds me a lot of what I was seeing in the Star Wars fandom in 2018, 2019. And there was not as much. There was a lot. There was still a bunch, but there was not quite to the same degree for a while there in between.
Ugh. Yeah, Star Wars is so. I feel bad for Star Wars fans. I love Star Wars, but I have kind of given up on the franchise, and I feel bad for people who haven't. Like, they hate you.
Oh yeah. Right now, I'm probably my least excited for Star Wars I've been in the past 10 years. But I'll always still enjoy things. There'll be another Jedi game soon, and I'll enjoy that. There'll probably be some novels I'll pick up and enjoy those. But to say like the movies and TV, it's kind of whatever at this point. Kind of because they've caved so much to people who are like, no, actually, don't do these things. Just make more references to Clone Wars. That's all you need.
Yippee!
Yeah, we were talking about this a couple days ago. Like, Star Wars has got to move on from between episodes 3 and 4 and right before episode 3. We have got to move on. Like, we have so much content of the Clone Wars and the beginning, like right before New Hope, and it's like we've got to just like respectfully, as
I'd
much
love
as
to
the
see
Darth Vader
more projects. Yeah, I'd love to see more projects in the 30 years between episodes 6 and 7.
As much
but
as
that
the
would make them deal with the sequels.
I mean, even the Mandalorian did that, and then they just kind of gave up and started like jerking off the original trilogy.
Exactly. Yeah.
As much as
Season 1 and half season 2 of Mandalorian were doing really cool things, and then it turned into. But what if we talk more about the Clone Wars?
You guys remember Ahsoka? You guys remember
Boba Fett? I don't think so.
I heard it was good. I just didn't watch it.
Oh, Mandalorian season 2, it's okay.
Mandalorian season 3.
I liked. I haven't watched Ahsoka.
The Ahsoka show is pretty good, but that's because I like Rebels, and it's my comfort show when I was younger.
Comic with DNA covers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think a lot of franchises right now where they're at are really afraid to let their stuff die. Like, seriously. I think we're seeing this with basically every franchise right now. They're like even Transformers, my beloved, is kind of like they don't really know what to do right now. Like, the past 5 years of Transformers toys have all been remaking old toys or giving toys to characters that never got a toy. And it's like, that's cool, but like, you guys remember when you used to make shows that like were the toy line? That hasn't happened in like because now the toy line shows are really underbaked. And like the new comic we just got, as much as I love Skybound, like it's just G1 but locked the fuck in. It's not like a radically new take. It's just G1 but serious. And like I love it. But like, 15 years ago, Transformers was like a big space opera and a big political conspiracy, and we had Classic, which was
Michael Bay
reinventing old
movies.
characters. Okay, I don't want to talk about those. And we have video games that were giving us some of the first ever lore about, or not some of the first ever lore, but like letting us directly look onto the planet of Cybertron. Like there was a lot of new stuff they were doing, versus now they're kind of just like being really safe. And like you look at DC and like with movies they're kind of rebuilding. We haven't really the animated lens has completely shifted, and
their animation's been good, but it's not the child-focused animation that made things like BTAS and Teen Titans 03 and Young Justice so successful for everyone except me.
Yeah,
Ding, ding, ding.
Now you look at what DC's doing right now, and it's just like, Batman relaunch,
Harley Quinn, Creature Commandos. Those are the only anime projects I can come up with off the top of my head. Oh, My Adventure with Superman. That's like the one exception. That could. But that's a bit more adult aimed and not a Saturday morning cartoon.
It's also like coming out really slowly. I do think that this is partially a workers' rights thing, is why animation has slowed down, which is fair. But
shout out workers' rights, one of my favorite things.
Shout out workers' rights. Also, can I give a negative shout out to Superman's costume at the end of My Adventure with Superman season 2? That costume is fucking horrible. One of the worst.
You don't like the new one?
I think it's horrible. It's so bad.
I also think, from what I've heard, season 3 got announced like before they even started working on it.
Yeah, it got
announced. Season 1 and 2 was kind of a rapid turnaround.
We've gotten nothing of season 3 like at all. And they also greenlit
nothing since we saw
Lantern
Eradicate and stuff. Yeah. Oh, that should be interesting.
I mean, I'm interested, but like you do have to like release the show, Like,
yes.
As much as I think that Marvel is kind of like handing themselves their own ass in terms of comics, they're dominating almost everywhere else. Like games, Marvel is fucking destroying DC in the games department.
Oh, absolutely.
Not even close.
I would say that Marvel is kind of falling behind in movies at this point. Like, to be fair, the DCEU has one thing out, but it was incredible. It was better than the other thing, what Marvel's put out this year. And from what I've seen, things are shaking up to be more of DC telling kind of new stories. Like, we have had a Supergirl movie, but do we really talk about the Supergirl movie? Versus the MCU is doing more Doctor Doom, Avengers, multiverse, nostalgia cameos. Ooh.
Yeah, I do think that DC can beat Marvel in the live action space. I'm just hesitant to say it yet because we're one movie deep. But like,
although I will say that stuff like Peacemaker is still giving high hope for what DC live action is going to look like.
Versus Marvel live action is like, what was the last thing? We got Born Again, which was okay. We got Hawkeye, which was bad. We got
Hawkeye was good.
Hawkeye's bad.
Hawkeye's good. That's for a different time, though.
Hawkeye is like, what if we made Kate Bishop a different fucking character, and she's not actually likable. I could go on a long rant.
That's kind of interesting because I had mixed feelings about Kate prior to the Hawkeye show, and I found the Hawkeye show finally made her like endearing to me, and now I actually enjoy her books. Whereas before I was like, oh, this is the person pretending to be Hawkeye.
I think it's the opposite. I hated her in the show, and the book made me like her because I think the book.
Okay.
I think the biggest difference is that Kate in the show seems like she's just kind of doing it for fun. She seems like she's just like, well, I guess I'll be a superhero. Versus Kate in the book, as much as she can be a huge stick up her ass, and she can be very cocky, and she can be rude, you can always tell that Kate wants to do the right thing. and I did
It
not
is a
get that
bit of
sense from
a
her in the
Green
show.
Arrow arc for her in the show.
Yeah, they give her a big. Honestly, yeah, they give her a Green Arrow arc, and that's just not who she is. And I think it really put me off of the character.
Okay, I can
Also,
understand that.
I'm a little oversaturated on Haley Steinfeld. She's kind of in everything.
That's fair.
Also, how
Yeah,
old
with
is this
Spider
woman?
Verse and everything. Is Steinfeld or the Kate Bishop of the show?
Haley Steinfeld. She's 28. Damn, she looks good as hell.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
she keeps herself fit.
Yeah, she's married to Josh Allen. Can you believe that? Josh Allen and Josh Allen is married to Spider Gwen and Kate Bishop.
And I think something from Arcane. I don't know. I've never watched it.
Yeah, she's Vine.
Okay. Oh, I know that. I know that name. Look at that.
I will say, she might also. I do think she was always a little bit too old to play Kate. Kate is supposed to be like in her at latest. Kate is supposed to be like 20 at the
I've always,
latest.
I've always seen like, like they went for a college take on her, so I don't really mind as much of Kate being like 21, 22, and
Well, the
Haley
problem
Steinfeld
is
at the
that
time was probably 25
right,
because
but now
Hawkeye
she's
was what 2020.
28.
Yeah, it's a
So
problem with live action. Tom Holland's in a similar boat. A bunch of the actors they've got for that age range are just starting
yeah,
to
I
face
don't
the
know if I
human
ever.
constraints of age. That's the word.
I don't know if I ever talked about this. I actually don't think superhero media is that well suited to live action. I don't think it
Oh yeah,
inherently. Like I think it sometimes works really well, but especially
I
with
would.
these long universes, I don't think it works super
Yes.
well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would amend that to superhero media is not really suited for long as episode for episodic movie series and shared continuities. Like just doing a single movie is fine. But like even seeing like what they did with Superman in the 70s to make
Mhm.
that effects. When we got past that, I think yeah we can do whatever with superhero movies. But then when you start trying to use the same actors to tell the same stories across a lot of time, it's hard.
Or like the boys, you know, the boys. Uh, the boys had like a lot of Oh my god, I'm totally brain farting. Like the boys, I think when the shows embrace a passage of time like the boys has, I think it kind of works. Where like that's just people aging versus Marvel really does not want you to remember that their characters are aging.
Oh yeah. They've had so many projects that are just like, okay, this is immediately after done for the last one. Don't worry that the actors have all aged 2, 3 years. Like Far From Home into No Way Home.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean it's pretty obvious.
Oh
And
yeah.
like I know it's like a movie and stuff, but like maybe just don't put yourself in the scenario where you need to concede like that, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
It's
The state of superhero media right now is just
it's
in
weird.
such a weird space where
Superhero media
Oh,
is really weird.
absolutely.
neither company is really doing great, and it feels like even the so-called fans are rooting for everything to fail. That's the takeaway of the last however long of conversation, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that we're in a weird spot right now because they're also like they're both like really popular, but also like still kind of not that popular. It's weird. I do think the
Yeah,
MCU
superheroes are
like
probably the most popular. Well, they were the most popular they've ever been, but comics are still niche and underrepresented.
they're starting to pop up at gas stations again, though. That's really good for
Okay.
just the history, the
Oh yeah,
lifespan
that's
of the
huge.
brand. That's really good for. I think comics really need to go back to being sold at like Target and the gas station. Like I think that's really really important for. I think generally this is a problem with books in general. It's not just a comic thing. Like books have become a less common thing, just like in general. And I think that's a big reason
Yeah,
that DC and
kids
Marvel
these
are both kind of
days.
going into like Webtoon and their Infinity comics and stuff. You know, like I think that's a big
Hmm.
reason that that they're actually like trying to do it or whatever. But I think that like you know the book aisle in Target just grows more and more as time passes.
Yeah.
They have the fucking book talk section, which I'm not a huge
Hmm.
fan of, but But I
Honestly,
think
if it gets people reading, then if that's what it takes to get people reading, then I'm all for it. To read whatever
but
makes you
yeah,
happy. If
I
that's book
think
talk, then sure, I guess.
I think they really should consider. I don't know how much it would cost, obviously, but I really do think even just putting like Batman #1 in a in a Target and having it be like the Target edition and not behind
Mm.
like some pop that you have to buy or some action figure that comes with a comic. It's just the
Yeah.
comic and it's just $4 or $5, maybe even $3 if you want to be super risky with it. I think it would be really good for comics as a whole. And I think I don't know, I kind of just think someone needs to start doing it and then eventually it'll catch on. Like I feel like you could totally do this with Spider-Man comics and you could totally do this
Oh
with
yeah.
Batman. You could probably do it with the Avengers. You could definitely do it with Superman. Um, I mean, there's a ton of people that I think you could do this with. You definitely couldn't do like more niche stuff, like the characters we like, but like especially if like a new movie is coming out, like put Superman comics in a Target, put it in a Walmart, and people will buy it.
Yeah.
I don't know
In
what the
general, we
hell
just need
got us onto this
yeah.
track.
I don't know. We just need more people to get comics, and to do that, we need more comics in more places, more good comics in more places.
I was gonna say if it wasn't obvious, I feel like we unintentionally transitioned to the yap session of the
Yeah, I
podcast.
thought about saying that, but here we are now.
It happened naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm gonna yap about? While y'all were talking about that, I started reading the Keith Giffen Drax the Destroyer mini that ties into Annihilation, and I gotta say, I love this whole like prison break thing they've got going on. Very fun. There's just a random scroll and the Blood Brothers. What more could you want in your Marvel cosmic story?
Yeah, the the summer, and they were for the most part all pretty good. It's really interesting to think that they're coming out at the same time that Civil War is coming out and happening. That was just a really transformative era for Marvel, with Civil War and Annihilation completely changing their Earth and space status quos.
I'm hoping Imperial will serve. Well, I guess Imperial's technically over, but I hope that this like new area of the post Imperial will serve a similar role.
I mean, Black
Mm-hmm.
Panther finally getting a comic again.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't think
that's
it's extended into an ongoing, or like maybe after the mini ends, we get an ongoing. I think that'd be exciting.
I hope
Black
so. I
Panther
think
doesn't have. It's not a mini. It's just a one shot and then an anniversary one shot.
okay, well either way, I hope he gets
No,
a
Imperial. No, it's a 5 issue mini. What are you talking about? Everybody knows that.
No, I thought Black Panther was the only one that was a one shot, and the others were all minis.
No, none of the. It's the only one that's a mini. Everything else is an ongoing.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
Plain
hold on.
She-Hulk
Let
is
me pull
just
it
the
up.
new She-Hulk book.
Okay, I guess it is. Yeah.
Which
I don't know.
I'm honestly
It was
not a
shorter. I
huge
knew
fan
that.
of that being the new She-Hulk book. I haven't read it yet, so I'm
Oh, the
kind of
first issue was great. I read it right before we started
I'm
recording.
not I just want her to be back on Earth. That's my thing.
That's fair.
Which I mean, we saw in the solicits that Jack of Hearts is showing up, and I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
I'm
I got
also
really excited about
I'm
that.
also really scared that they're gonna break them up, and I really don't want that because I really like those two together. Um, but I don't know. We got some stuff coming up. But I think Black Panther is honestly a character who really does need a book at this point. Like, I know that he like
Oh yeah.
I know that he keeps like Black Panther like semi consistently pulls up in other books, but like he is such an important character in both like our ethos as like a community society and like I don't know, just like representation that I'm really hoping that Intergalactic gets extended. I personally don't really care for cosmic stuff in general. Like I don't, but like I don't care. I think him having a comic is more important than me being like, oh, but I really want him to be on Earth. You know what I mean? Like I don't care.
Oh yeah.
Have you read any of the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black
No, I've
Panther
heard that
stuff?
much. I've read by Coates. I have read How to Be an Anti-Racist, which is not a comic, but it's a really good book.
Oh, it's
So,
very good. Is what it is. Yeah.
yeah,
It'd be
but
better as
so
a Black
that
Panther comic.
so that
It would not.
yeah, could you imagine? No, but that book really it actually is a book I would like to read because I like brain fart because I like Ta-Nehisi Coates' work a lot.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think that
I
we
highly recommend his Black Panther stuff. I'm thinking individual issues, and it's been super exciting because like each issue you can see him bringing in like his personal philosophy and applying that to like the world of superheroes, and that's just so interesting because like
I think there are
you don't
some
see that.
characters like Black Panther that you honestly like you can't really divorce them from like their like I think there are some I don't think every character of color necessarily needs to have their stories be intrinsically very political or
Yeah,
very related to their race or whatever. I do, however, think that there are some, and Black Panther is one of them. Um,
Mhm.
I really do think that he is a character who is important enough that he needs to. Wow, wait, Ta-Nehisi Coates did a pretty long Captain America run too. I didn't know that.
yeah, that one's weird. I love it. It's got
Is this
Celine
guy
in
like
it. It's
is this
insane.
guy like a super nerd or something?
Oh yeah, he's a big nerd. He writes political articles and he reads comics. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, he's like a political genius, and also like not political. I don't want to say it like that. He's like a really like a scholar and a great speaker, and also a huge nerd. What's he working on right
The
now?
ideal
Is he working
combination, honestly.
Doesn't look like he's
He
working
was
on
just
anything.
in Chicago about this time last year to do a press tour where he was talking about like visionary writing and that sort of thing. It was super interesting.
Oh, he's so interesting. Looks like looks like his Black Panther. Looks like Black Panther and Captain America were the last things he did. Unfortunately, but yeah, no, it's a book I've been meaning to read just because I think because I just really like Ta-Nehisi Coates' writing. From like his Oh wait, he's the person who came up with the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda stuff?
Yep, he invented the
Yep.
intergalactic empire of Wakanda.
Oh, I didn't know that. Whoa.
He also did this cool series called Rise of the Black Panther, which really, because if you know anything about Black Panther lore, you know it kind of gets confusing with like who was the Black Panther during World War II and who was Black Panther, you know.
Oh yeah.
So he did like a mini that really like clarified like the history of the Black Panthers like as a organization, which was really very much appreciated because it's very confusing.
Oh, he's written so much Black Panther stuff.
Yeah, he is I want to
It's
say
like
over
50
a
issues or
hundred.
something.
Yeah, it's pretty like
It's like
highly
50 issues.
recommend.
You know,
And
he's
then I wouldn't say his Captain America is as good, but I think it was doing something interesting. So even if it's like less good, I think it's fun in its own way.
I think the only like sad things that I really like him to I really like to see him like work on more stuff. I think it's really cool, but and I
He
see
did
he
unfortunately push T'Challa X Storm, which I do think is unforgivable. But you know what? Sometimes
you
you
don't
have to
like
take
T'Challa
things
X
slow.
Storm?
I do not like T'Challa X
What do
Storm
you
at
wait, hold on.
all.
So what do you like? I'm kind of curious.
What for Storm?
Just for either of them.
Uh, I've never really found any Black Panther love interest that interesting. To me, T'Challa is a very asexual character.
Kind of
Like
see
I
it.
don't, the idea of him like having a
Mhm.
like he can. I think he likes being sexy, but like the idea of him like having a regular partner is foreign to me. Like that doesn't jive in my
That makes
head.
sense. Yeah. And then for Storm, is it Callisto or is it Yukio?
Oh, Callisto, easily. I'm the biggest
Okay,
Storm
yeah.
Callisto shipper you'll ever meet in your
Oh,
life.
I know. You got the issue signed by Claremont.
I did get the issue signed by Claremont. I do like her with Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's silly. And then, like, honestly, I know a lot of people are negative on it, but whenever she's with Logan, like, it is really hot. So, like,
No, it's
you know,
not. Logan is
it's very
ugly.
hot. See, that's the thing is
What
that you hate Wolverine, so like
I don't
you're
even
gonna be
actually. I
biased.
just think Logan is
You,
really ugly.
and you don't like
one final
Akihiro,
storm
and
ship for you.
it's adding up.
One final storm ship for you. What do you think about Storm and Doom? That's something that happens once every year or two, just as a little thing. What are your thoughts
It's a
on it?
fun dynamic. And if you've read the backstory, like the many times that they've crossed over, it's interesting. I remember
Mhm.
they didn't play with that a lot when Storm was on the Fantastic Four. But again, it's what happens whenever they ship her with T'Challa is that all her story becomes about how can I support T'Challa and what can I do to make
Yeah,
T'Challa happy and
Yeah,
T'Challa, and that's why I don't like it because
I
she
don't blame you.
stops becoming a character.
If that's your reason, that's a pretty fair reason.
I'm
I
very
actually
familiar
think
with that feeling. Yeah.
somebody that I thought of when we just thought of the idea of a character who we don't like their like most popular ship. I thought of Dynababs, and I think those two
Ooh.
characters are really good at not doing that, at not just being like
Mhm.
Ollie and Dick's handbags. Um,
Oh yeah.
Also, they should date each other, and
Oh yeah. That goes without saying.
Dynababs is
I think
awesome.
that
I'm a big fan, big fan.
specifically in DC, anyone who's on a team should be dating the rest of their team, basically.
I'm actually, funnily enough, I'm not even super big on shitting where you eat, but there's a couple times that they do it, and I'm like, yo, this is hard. This is hard as hell.
That's not hard so.
I mean,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, oh, Dynababs makes me act up. They're so gay. They're so gay.
Oh
They're
yeah.
very good.
I can't believe it's unintentional. Like I know it literally is, but well, I don't think the Simone stuff is.
I think by the time Gail Simone was writing, she had the idea.
No, I don't think the Simone stuff is unintentional, but I do think the Dixon
Yeah.
stuff is unintentional, and I
Oh
cannot
yeah.
believe that ever happened. That's just such a wild time that we live in.
Chuck Dixon is incredible at writing queer characters without realizing it.
Maybe that says something about him.
I
One
think
could
it probably
dream.
does. Are we gonna get the Chuck Dixon redemption arc soon? You think?
No,
Probably not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think he's just
It's
a
fun to
little
hope.
too evil.
Yeah, I'm still just reminded of the one thing he posted as a gotcha of John Kent and Dick, where I don't remember the exact line off the top of my head, but I know Dick's response was, I mean, look at me, a body like this, and I'm not a little queer, or something. I don't know.
That was funny. Well, and then when he got mad at Danny Warren Johnson's fan art of
Yes, Absolute
yeah,
Batman versus Ice.
you
yeah,
didn't
and
like
he was
that.
like, yeah, he hated it, so he commissioned somebody to draw fan art of Absolute Batman like working with Ice, which I think is so great.
That is
It's just so
so
fundamentally
funny.
opposed to the character.
I
He
will say
definitely
it
was
does.
like this a bit in the '90s, but also it does feel very. What have the years done to you, Grandpa?
I mean, yeah, he definitely gone senile at this point.
Oh, for sure. What a guy.
What a
Yeah,
guy!
unfortunately, he's one of those
And I
people that
hate
you.
that I say my favorite character was created by him.
Yeah, he tends to.
Actually, no,
He's
she was created by
unfortunately
Hatsune Miku.
he's unfortunately very important in the history of DC Comics. Like Chuck Dixon, he's just so important.
Yeah,
Like he wrote the Nightwing book and he created a bunch of characters and
Mhm.
Well, and some of his Batman stuff's like genuinely pretty good. Like,
I mean, I think most of Dixon's stuff is genuinely very good. It's just that he
Oh yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
And yeah,
it's
because
hard
he wrote.
to I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that he wrote the definitive Nightwing and Robin and Birds of Prey. I'd argue that Simone's Birds of Prey is more definitive than his, but he created the idea of the Birds of Prey, and so many and even like he was doing a bunch of Green Arrow stuff. He hated Green Arrow. It's obvious in his writing, but he was still writing Green Arrow. So many things all trace back to him, and now you look at him and see what he's doing is like, this is the guy who did all
What
that.
is he doing right now? Is he
Commissioning
doing
people to draw Absolute Batman working with Ice.
Yeah, but is that it?
I don't know. I know
Yeah,
that
he's not.
him and DC are on
Rippaverse,
unfriendly
right?
terms. I know that.
He's doing Rippaverse stuff, I think.
Is he really? I'm
I
not
believe
surprised, but I
so.
just didn't know. I know that he has talked about how he doesn't get residuals on his DC stuff anymore. I think
Yeah, he talks about that a lot. He's always
I wonder
complaining about
why.
it.
because he's an asshole.
Do you think they just cut him off?
Yeah,
I'd like to hope
That's
so.
that's really funny, and I hope that's true.
hmm
Yeah, Simone's Birds of Prey is one of my near future books. It's one of my I need to start reading this soon books.
I'm
It's
also
like,
Oh
going to
yeah,
be starting that here soon.
I've
I'm
read the
probably
first
gonna
couple
buy
issues of
the
her Birds of Prey.
well, I'm between buying the omnibus
First
and
arc,
just
maybe.
buying the reprints of that they started coming out with, um
hmm
because the reprints I think are a little bit cheaper and they're more consistent and they're all out versus the omnibuses are not all out. But I don't know. Um,
Mhm.
it just sucks because I really want to start with the Dixon run, but I don't like reading digitally. I don't want to support Chuck Dixon. I don't even want to own the books. Like,
Mhm.
it's just I'm kind of in a horrible situation where I don't know what to do, and it sucks. And I don't even want to read the books because like some people don't mind reading books from a problematic creator if they pirate them or if they get them secondhand or whatever, and I don't like reading them at all. It just makes me uncomfortable. Um,
Mhm.
and that's not to put any shade on other people's opinions. I don't care,
Oh yeah,
but it just personally I don't like reading stuff if I know that the author stinks. I do have a couple exceptions to this. Like, all right, I might get myself flamed for this one. I know Tom King was part of the CIA. Honestly, I don't care. I don't think that's as bad as a
yeah.
lot of
Thank
the other.
you.
This is a very Tom King ambivalent to positive podcast.
I
Unfortunately for
know, but
some people, fortunately to others.
I'm worried about our friends seeing this and being like, Emma, no. And I think when people are like, he's a CIA person, therefore he's a war criminal, I think that's a
It's
little
such a
unfair.
stretch.
I think,
I've seen people say that he planned the invasion of Iraq. I wish I was
look,
joking, but I've seen people saying that online.
not to bat for the CIA and not to bat for Tom King, but to me, the way he's talked about it, I always get the read that he got swept up in imperialist
He
propaganda
did.
after nine
Yeah.
11, and he
Mhm.
regrets it,
Yep,
and he
that's
kind of
the
is
take I've gotten as well.
and so it's it's kind of like when you see a kid, I think sometimes people are so anti, and I'm really happy that we're all very anti-government, anti-cop or something. But I do think that sometimes people are so against it that they don't realize
Mm.
that a lot of people in that are victims of the system, and Tom King is probably one of those people. Um,
Mhm.
Now, does that excuse joining the CIA? No, it totally doesn't. It's a shitty thing to do. But there are so many people who did that, and you know, well, I don't. I just kind of feel bad for him because he seems like he's really depressed about it. Like, if you read the stuff he talks about with Mr. Miracle and stuff, he's really depressed. I don't know if he
There's a
still is.
harrowing post that he made because he lives in DC still. There's this harrowing post that he made. He was like, I was just trying to have a nice walk with my dog, on January 6th. Then I look over and I see
Oh
our
no.
democracy being destroyed, in front of my very eyes. While I'm just trying to have a pleasant morning, with my four-legged best friend. It's like one of the saddest Instagram posts I've ever read. He's just devastated.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't. I think people are very quick to jump on him without realizing he's like a guy, and I don't think it's fair to be
Mhm.
Now, it would be different if we had live footage of Tom King bombing Iraq and then being like, "My bad." That wouldn't be the same. But
Yeah.
to me, it seems like he's somebody who was part of the machine and got out. Um, I don't know.
It's a success
Uh,
story.
I encourage people to. I'm not saying that you have to think of the government as humans, but um, I do think that that a lot of the people who are perpetrators of that system are themselves also victims because it is a system. It is not a it's not like an army. They are
Absolutely.
they're a product of this environment that they were raised in. He is like the prime 9/11 recruitment demographic. He's perfect for it, and that's why he got swept up in it.
Mhm.
And I think that's terrible.
Yeah. In general, there's a tendency of a lot of people to be very progressive, which is great, and hold writers to high standards, which is good. But then sometimes it comes around to these are also just dudes. I'm thinking of Tom Taylor when he had to go and be like, I write comic books, which is probably the best thing that's ever been put on Twitter,
I love
honestly.
that. It's one of my favorite Twitter posts.
Did someone ask him something and he was like, I write comic books?
Some people were burning pictures of him because I think he was writing Barbara as Batgirl and not as Oracle. Was having her walking and
Yes,
stuff.
that's exactly what it was.
I don't blame him
People
for
were
that.
burning
He
pictures of
didn't-
him, and yeah, he didn't create the status quo. But people
No,
were
if he was the
were
person
burning
who-
pictures of him and tagging him, and he just responded, "Write comic books."
I mean, I think it would be one thing if he was the person who like took her out of a wheelchair. I think that would be like, yeah, I get why you're mad at him. Kind of still a crazy thing to do, but I would get that. But like, you can't expect every writer to fix the status quo that you're not happy with. I don't think that's a fair thing to expect of writers.
Not at all. Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
I think sometimes the status quo behind the scenes, they won't let you change it. And B, the
I think
status
that's
quo
definitely the case
can
with
give you
this.
I mean, the status quo can also give you interesting stories. Like, as much as I fundamentally disagree with Batgirl being Barbara Gordon, it did give us Burnside and the rest of the New 52 run, which people really like.
People do
It's
like
good.
New 52.
It's a really good run, even if you don't agree with it.
Other than those great runs by a terrible person, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different. I don't know. I think it's very different. And I think sometimes there is this tendency by progressive people, particularly younger progressive people like us, to get angry sometimes when it's like, and I'm not saying you need to like, you need to extend sympathy to everyone. There are some people who don't deserve your sympathy, but like, I don't know. He's like a guy. I don't blame Tom Taylor for working at DC when DC like sometimes like is kind of shitty sometimes. I don't blame him for that.
Yeah.
What's
I think there are also
thing?
people. I think there are also people upset with him for not doing things about American politics, and like he's Australian, he's vibing down under.
Yeah, like people would be like, "Why isn't this author talking about this American issue?" And I'm like,
It's such a
because
Eurocentric belief, or not
it
Eurocentric.
is.
Americentric, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that the correct word? Eurocentric?
It would be if we were talking about Europe.
So what is America?
Americentric.
Is that really what the word? Wow, that sounds horrible.
It kind of does, yeah.
Well, either way, yeah.
But,
I
like,
mean, I think that's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, like Tom Taylor is very outspoken on lots of social issues. Like him and Nicole Maines are probably some of the bigger comic creators talking about trans issues. And like Nicole Maines, I wonder why that could be. But the fact that Tom Taylor is always right there next to her at bat is nice to see. It's always nice to see just some guy who looks like he could be a Midwestern uncle being like very strongly in favor of progressive policies and social issues.
I was about to call him the Pedro Pascal of comic books, and then I was like, "That's an insane comparison."
I want you guys to know that Nicole Maines has maybe the funniest known for page of any human being ever. Known for Susan Doe in Maine Supreme Court case Doe versus Regional School Unit 26. Semicolon Supergirl. That is fucking incredible.
In my Spanish classes, there have been or in my classes, there have been times like, what's a celebrity or a woman that you think is very inspiring? And I'm always like, Nicole Maines, she's an actress and a writer. What does she write? I'm not telling you, but she's a writer and she's also an actress and she's really cool. Oh, also trans, but I'm not gonna test the waters with that all the time.
What is she doing right now?
She's working on
Being
a
awesome?
Justice
I don't
League
know.
one shot.
Yes, that I can't wait for that.
Has anyone ever told her that she is so fine?
I think everyone has, or at least thought it.
She's so fine.
Again, one of the funniest things any writer has admitted to is when she admitted to the fact that like sometimes she hooks up with people from like dating apps, and if they're nerds, she'll give them exclusive previews of books that she's working on.
I mean,
So if I'm not on next week's podcast, it will be because I'm trying to match with Nicole Maines on a dating app and get information.
You're on the prowl.
Nicole Maines HMU. You know what I'm saying?
hit any of us up.
No, hit me up. Don't hit them up.
I'm excited for
What did I
the
do?
sequel,
No, hit me
the
up.
Bad Dream sequel. Oh, we forgot to talk about that. There's the Bad Dream sequel
There
in the works.
is?
Is there?
It's
There's the
yeah.
Galaxy sequel that's coming out, but I don't
Well,
think
there's
Bad Dreams
that
has a sequel
too.
announced.
No, well, it's had a sequel announced since it was like ages ago. But that's the thing is that like we haven't gotten any information on it.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be as consistent as most like she's not like a consistent writer. She's just doing her
Because
wow,
I
even
imagine she's still trying to act, right? Like
oh my god,
I
her
haven't
Oh
checked
League
yeah,
her.
profile.
she's still on a show. I don't remember what it's called, but I've seen her posting about it.
Her
But
League
going back
profile
to
picture
not
is
being the
so
most consistent
bad.
writer, whenever she has a dreamer idea, she's like, DC, I've got a dreamer idea, and they're like, okay, have fun. We're not going to tell you no and put our probably the most prominent trans character in comics back into limbo. Go writer, do whatever, break up John and Jay. Who cares?
She is one of the writers on Supergirl Next Door.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Right next to CRC Payne, which I don't know how to feel about that one.
I don't know who that is.
It's the Wayne Family Adventures and the Harley Quinn in Paradise.
Ah,
writer.
that's funny.
Harley Quinn in Paradise scares the fuck out of me because I don't know if I want to start reading it or not.
The vibes are interesting on that book.
Yeah, the
Look
vibes
at it.
are something on that book. I'll tell you what.
Oh man, the Justice League one shot she's doing isn't even solicited yet. That's interesting.
Yep, it's been announced, but hasn't officially gotten a solicit. But they're calling back to Justice League quarterly with these. So so there's Dark Tomorrow, and I think the Omega Act prequel thing one was also one of these. So probably like, well, I don't know, because it should be like 3 months from then, which would be January-ish, and it hasn't been announced. So I don't know what's going on. It'll get solicited, and I will get all the variants.
Is it just me who thinks that Sophie Campbell not
Yes.
having a story on Supergirl Next Door is a little weird, or is that just
Well, because I don't think it has anything to
Definitely is.
do with the Supergirl book. It's just like a Valentine's Day
Well,
special.
yeah, but like she's still, the one writing it. Also, was this book originally $10?
I guess so, because it's only $4.99 now.
Well, I thought it was 80 pages before. Maybe the solicit's like
I don't
messed
know.
up on
I've
it.
been following it.
They might be extending it into like maybe it was going to be an anthology, like one anthology, and now it's just going to be like multiple issues. Because it
I
does
mean, that would
say
be fun.
#1.
Yeah, that would be really
I don't
fun.
know. I have it on my pull list because I need
I'm
more
excited.
Kara content in my life.
Yeah, Kara's a fun
I
character.
I am more of all the Supergirls.
When's the last time Linda Danvers appeared in anything? Let's find out. Let's see.
I'm gonna guess 2006. That's my guess.
No, the answer is going to be Newster of the DC Universe, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna look her up as Supergirl because apparently Linda Danvers, like, just as a person, doesn't exist anymore. So that's a little interesting. Thanks, League. Let's
So I hope that in the next Marvel DC crossover, we can get a Linda Danvers, Carol Danvers crossover, because I think that'd be fun.
Oh, apparently she was in Justice League Unlimited #9. I
What?
don't remember that, but
Oh, yeah, because it showed Kara and a bunch of Supergirls behind her.
yep, there was a big fight scene where there was a bunch of Supergirls.
So do we
What
want to
is
move on
that?
from the App session to just Blazing Batwoman? I think that was the last thing you wanted to do, Emma.
Oh yes.
Are we skipping Batman Slander Hour?
I think
I
we
mean-
moved past it with the Chuck Dixon stuff.
Yeah, we did.
We
already
did
shit on Chuck
get a
Dixon.
lot of our general begrudgings with. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I'm gonna quickly use this to pitch why I love Batgirl to everyone and why you guys should start reading Batgirl. So I read Elegy, thought it was really good. I think the elegy part is really good. I think her origin's pretty good. The last story is not that good, but whatever. The mostly it's pretty good. But I've been reading very slowly. I've been reading her new 52 run. Oh, excuse me. And I did not expect it to be so supernatural. It's so trippy. Like, there's like
It's got a
ghost
lot of weird
women.
stuff.
It's got ghost women. It's got cults. It's got lesbians. No, but it's a good book. I think the way Williams writes, Williams the third, I should say, writes the Maggie Sawyer, Kate Kane, double life is really, really fun. It's my favorite part of the book, but also just like it's fun. Kate is at this point in the book in direct opposition to the Bat family, which is very fun. I really like it. Also just the art is just kind of incredible most of the time. You get these cool panels of her. There's a ton of splash panels, splash pages. You get a bunch of kind of gnarly stuff. That's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Lovecraftian almost. Like if you look at the covers of Hydrology and To Drown the World, like you'll see what I mean. Like they're yeah, I love crafting. It's like the only word I can think of. And I really enjoy them. They're also very detective-y books. Like they lean really hard into Kate being a detective, which I think is really fun. And
It is fun to see Kate in those roles, definitely, because there's so few times that Bat family characters get to do that, and letting Kate have that niche is fun.
Yeah, for being explicitly detective characters, you would think that they would, I don't know, do more detective stuff, but they don't.
Yeah.
They just like
shout out to Detective Comics, which Tom Taylor's had him doing some of the detective thing, but that's not the norm.
Shout out to Batman Comics.
Okay, weirdly, not to tie this back into something we already talked about, but like part of what I love about a lot of like most Kate Bishop stories is that they genuinely remember that like she's a detective and like that she's really good at like investigating and figuring things out.
And she really
And
likes it.
I think it's a cue that like more Bat books should take from is that it's like, hey, wait, these characters like actually enjoy doing this, so they're really good at it. So like, I know it's a whole thing. People talk about this all the time. It's like, oh, you can only write Batman as smart as you are as like a writer, which that's fair.
It's fun with the Riddler, where the Riddler can only be as clever as the writer can think for him to be.
Yeah, so like, I get that it's an issue, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's a lot. It could be easier than people make it out to be. Like, take cues from Kelly Thompson's Kate Bishop stuff. Take some cues from, say, like I feel like a lot of modern Moon Knight stuff does a better job at being a detective book than Batman does.
Yeah, I think you just gotta let the stories sometimes be a little bit smaller in scale. I feel like everyone tries to have big stories when things can be smaller, and that's okay. That's really good for books.
Yeah, like take a more historical perspective. You look at like most Sherlock Holmes stories, right? The greatest mystery stories, according to, popular culture. And like those are all small scale. None of those are like the world's gonna end if Sherlock Holmes doesn't solve this mystery. But they're really good and they're very rewarding. Kate's better than Sherlock Holmes though, because she's gay.
I mean, even think about all of Sherlock Holmes' most famous stories. They're so simple.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I think just in general with comics, they sometimes try to keep going bigger and bigger and better. And it just like sometimes you got to step back a little bit. It's something I like about World's Finest. It's very dumb and it knows it's dumb. And it's just trying to have fun. That's my recommendation. If you haven't been reading, read World's Finest 2022. It's really good. It's really good.
It's good, yeah.
It's just fun DC shenanigans. And weirdly, I have been really enjoying Impossible so far.
It's so fun. It's so
a couple
goofy.
issues, and it's so fun.
Yeah. Anytime you get an Imp story, you know it's going to be a hoot.
Well, I thought it would just kind of be annoying. I was just kind of a little worried that I was like, oh great, this is just going to be haha Batmite, because I think specifically Batmite's kind of annoying and his joke kind of gets old really. I think Mixed Spitalick is kind of fun.
Very fair.
But Batmite's joke gets old. But like what they do in issue 1 of Impossible is they put Batmite with Superman and Mixed Spitalick with Batman and Robin, and it's so much fun.
Yep.
because Robin fucking loves Mxyzptlk, and Superman
As we
is
all
like,
should, yeah.
and Superman is like, Batman, you could be doing so much for the world, and then Batman fucking scares Mxyzptlk into listening to him. It's so good. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
Dan Mora's best art in
Oh, it's
recent
great.
memory too. Like he feels like actually creative and like he was invested in drawing this.
Yeah, it's great. That's my
Go read.
recommendation.
I feel like we
Go read
say
World's
this almost
Finest.
every podcast. Yeah, go read World's Finest.
Does this really come
There's
up
an
that
episode of this
often?
that doesn't where we don't mention a Mark Waid book. I think that's surprising.
Oh,
All right.
very much so.
I will
Wasn't
mention
I talking about DD Daredevil last time?
I don't know. It's
Probably.
very possible.
All right, then I'll
Champions of
mention a
Comic
much more
Bunch.
niche book that I think people should read that is really good. If you haven't read Monstrous yet, you should start Monstrous. It's really good. If you
We were
like,
getting slammed for not reading Monstrous.
if you like fantasy lesbian who kills monsters or who just like fights and with a ton of world building, you would really like Monstrous. It's really good. And it's very queer. It's very explicitly queer, which is nice. Because there's a lot of things that we'll read and we'll be like, oh, that's so queer, but like it's just kind of implied. I like when stuff is explicitly queer, and Monstrous is explicitly queer.
I wonder why you like Batwoman. I can't tell.
Yeah, someone today was like, weren't you obsessed with Nightwing? And I'm like, I mean, he's cool, but I like Batwoman.
Call me back when Nightwing starts kissing boys.
Call me back when
Well,
Nightwing
shoot,
and
with how many
Wally get
Pride
together.
covers he's been on.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets with Huntress, but then she dies in Earth 2. He should go with Wally after that.
I'd mess with that.
I think Wally and Dick is a really good ship.
I think that Dick and Roy is an underrated dynamic. Everyone loves Wally and Dick, but nobody talks about Roy and Dick.
That's because Roy's annoying.
Robin and Speedy is a classic duo, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Genuinely, I think that if I had to pick a most underrated duo in DC, it would have to be Robin and Speedy.
I mean, when was the last time they teamed up? I guess
And
World's
Dick and
Finest.
Roy have been
Titans
on Titans together.
Yeah, World's Finest, Teen Titans.
The big missed opportunity is not having Stephanie Brown and Mia Dearden interact as Robin and Speedy, because those two would get along great.
Is she still
Alas.
Speedy right now, or is she Arrowhead right now?
She's Arrowhead and Speedy are two different characters. None of the Speedies have been Arrowhead. Neither the Arrowheads have been Speedy.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
No, the Arrowheads are kind of are for archers who are not Green Arrow characters, really, and because it's a mother-daughter duo where the mom was Arrowhead and then retired and then kind of forced her daughter into being
So Black
Arrowhead against her
Canary?
will, and then the daughter went to being a civilian and then kind of went back to being a hero because continuities.
Sounds like Black Canary.
Yeah, kind of, except that they use a bow and arrow, and Sissy was on Young Justice, so she's cool. And also, her and Cassie definitely have a thing.
I don't like Sissy and Cassie dating. That's too similar.
Is it just because of the name?
It is just because of the name.
So silly. You know what? I respect you sticking to your guns, though. Not a lot of people would do that.
No, with those names, it just messes with my brain.
Do you want me to throw Cassandra Cain in there? So it's Cassie. So it's Cassie. Cassis.
No,
Cass
stop.
Cassie sis.
It's bad. I hate it.
Like a sandwich.
You're
What do
trying to
you
put a
mean,
hat
like
on
a
a hat.
sandwich?
It's like cast on top, cast on bottom. It's like sandwich.
Anyway, moving on from that.
How
Anything
excited
else you
are
want to
we
hit
for
before
the
we wrap
new?
Oh, yeah.
How excited are we
Yes, I
for
know
the
where you're
new
going.
Greg Rucka Batwoman?
Oh, that's...
I'm so excited. Part of why I'm
It's on my
binging
poll list. I'm
Batwoman-
ready.
Part of why I'm binging Batwoman is so I can catch up for when that comes out and have read all of her solo stuff and the Tower. That's what I want to have read. And ideally, I want to have the Tamaki stuff done too, or the Tamaki stuff, the Tower. No, that's Shadow of the Bat, right?
When I don't. Let's see, American Tamaki Detective. I only read the Tower.
Okay, so Tamaki is the Tower, and then Tiny
Yes.
is Shadow of the Bat.
Probably, yeah.
Anyway, I
it's
want to
not-
have
yeah.
Tynian and all of her solo stuff done, and then maybe Tamaki done by the time it comes out.
You're getting ready. You're locking in.
I mean, Batwoman books are really easy. You read a trade takes like 20 minutes. They're really short because they're mostly art.
Well, and then you can just skip all the bad stuff. Like after J.H. Williams leaves the New 52 Batwoman, like you don't have to read the rest of it. Nobody
Unfortunately
else
for you,
references
I
it.
bought all of the books, and I'm definitely gonna read it.
Oh, good luck, Soldier.
I know.
Not that good.
Even the covers are bad.
But
Yeah, the art's
what-
not that good.
Well, are you truly a fan of the character if you don't feel the need to dive into their worst
Oh, yeah.
things just to say you have?
The fact that I read all of the 2005 Moon Knight book, even when it really dropped off in quality,
they
like,
gave
Age of Con
Batwoman a
too.
0 year? Why?
I did.
Yeah, because Green Arrow got a 0-year tie-in.
Hey, yo,
I didn't-
I wanna before we wrap up, I wanna just get this out
Superman
there. I
got
fucking
a
hate
0-year tie-in.
I fucking hate 0 year. It was bad. I don't think it's a good comic, and I think the idea fucking sucks.
Speak your truth, Queen.
Especially because people are like, oh, 0 year. What if the best Batman comes to come out of late? No, it's bad. It's just year 1, but worse. And also, it's somehow called 0 year, but technically it's year 2. That pisses me off.
Yeah.
Also, whoa, Batwing had a book?
Yes, that went for almost 30 issues.
Went
I
to
think. It went
34.
for a while. Yeah.
Oh, good for him. Wow, it's mostly
Again, this
negative.
is I think you mentioned this in the Now Lost episode, but like something that we don't really see these days is like characters just going forever and ever. And that's because people are really quick to be like, well, the book's bad now, I'm not gonna buy it. And it's like I
easily.
get that because like economic restraints, but also like it's the reason like we're never gonna get another 116 issue Firestorm run, or we're never gonna get like
100 issues of Azrael.
100 issues of Azrael, or a Batwing run that goes through 34 issues. It's like, and again, I'm not saying like it's a problem. I don't think it is. I think people should vote with their wallets, and I think if a book is bad, you shouldn't waste your time on it. But like, it's also like I also hate when people complain about like, oh, why don't we get 100 issue runs anymore? And it's like, well, because that's not how we buy comics anymore.
In between the incredible and praised Dixon and what's his name? He did Super Sons. Tomasi, Nightwing runs. You had to go through Devin Grayson and the 1 year later stuff. And in a world like today, the book might have gotten canceled after Devin Grayson started.
Canceled.
Yeah, it totally would have gotten canceled within a heartbeat. I mean, books were allowed to be bad. Now, if a book is bad, unless it is like the Batman book, it gets canceled immediately.
Unless it's Batman or Spider-Man, like dead.
Yeah, even Superman.
Spider-Man's allowed to be bad. Yeah, Superman especially is not safe. Then again, I don't really know when the last bad Superman thing. I guess Bendis, but like
maybe
Bendis,
Bendis, yeah.
But even Bendis, like there's some sunlight through the clouds if you read.
Bendis is returning to DC.
Bendis is coming again? I thought it was only for Marvel.
Bendis is coming. No, I'm just teasing.
Okay, good.
I wonder if he's just doing that backup in Avengers, or if like he's actually like gonna do something.
Bendis is there's a term in football that we use for some quarterbacks, but generally Justin Herbert is the one that people have been calling recently is if man, where it's just like potential man. That's Bendis.
Yes, absolutely. He could be good. Could be.
Because he either writes some amazing shit or it's just awful.
Well, I think with that, we're going to bring this episode to a close. Emma, thanks again for coming on the show. Thank you for re-recording your episode after my screw up.
It's the sixth time we've tried.
I'll make sure to not repeat that. I will download this immediately after we finish.
Yeah, remember to download it. And for all you guys out there, I have a Cash App.
Please give us money.
No, me.
We'll make sure to give you 25%. We'll make sure to give you 40% of the profits from this episode. Don't worry.
That doesn't seem
All
fair.
25 cents.
Just remember,
You're one of 3 people, and you're getting 40%.
just remember that if you guys, if midnight arrives, the clock strikes 12.
No, can't. We're cutting you off.
Well, thank you for the serious finale of
On a serious Earth.
As
As always, this has been spoiler alert.
Yeah.
This has been spoiler alert. Go do the things on this because Spotify wants us to tell you that.
Go do the
probably
YouTube
does too, but I don't care what YouTube says.
Yeah, YouTube doesn't send us annoying reminders. And this is Cybershine letting you know, hey, it's okay that your fave is trash. My fave is trash too. We love you. Bye bye.